Hello everyone, time for a new tutorial. This time I'm going to show you how you can use the Behringer Neutron as a MIDI to CV converter. You can actually choose from 5 different sources to be converted to control voltage. That signal is then sent out from the assign output here, and you can then use it for any destination you like. So to enter the configuration for the assign output, you have to hold down the oscillator sync button, and you can see it starts blinking and the LED on the LFO shape as well. Now the range buttons act as plus and minus buttons, and then you can go up and down between the 5 available sources. Available is oscillator 1 pitch, oscillator 2 pitch, and then at the top we have velocity, and the square is mod wheel, and the last one is aftertouch. So for the purpose of this demo, and because we only have one to choose from, we go with mod wheel, which is also CC1, and hold down oscillator sync to exit this configuration. So now that is set, I can use a cable and go from assign to anywhere I like. And when I then use a mod wheel to the connected controller, from the connected controller, yeah, it should change the value. Now let's use the shape so we can see that something is happening, because when I now turn the knob, the lights should go up and down. All right, so let's then go on the Digitone, and you can see we got 4 boxes here at the bottom that say PB, AT, MW, and BC. That means pitch bend, aftertouch, mod wheel, and breath control. Okay, so let's use the function button, hold it down, and press on the one that we want, which is mod wheel, and now it becomes controllable. Now also we have to select which channel we want to send on. So we activate the channel, and for me the neutron here is number 13. All right, and that should be it. Now when I use the knob, you can see on the neutron that the lights are changing. They're going up and down. Okay, so, but it only starts at the center, as you can see, and goes down. So it does not go the entire range. That is because it always works relative to what is currently set. So you have to increase this control to the maximum value. So you start at the maximum at 0 and you go down to 127. Now you can control all, you can select between all the shapes. Okay, now that we have verified that it works, we can now use it for whatever we want, and of course we like to use the frequency mod. So let's send a note, and okay, we hear something going on. Now to use the frequency mod input, we have of course to increase the mod depth first, and now we hear nothing because the value is at 0. All right, it's working. Now you can hear, of course, it's very steppy. There are only 127 possible values, so that's why it sounds so bad. But you can compensate, of course, and that is by using the attenuator. So we can then use it to narrow down the scale. So we have to use attenuator 1 here, going out of attenuator 1 and into frequency mode. Then I only increase the attenuator slightly to about 25%. And now I don't get the full range, but it's much more granular now. So the stepping is not so obvious. Okay, so what can we do with it? Now we can use the entire tricks that the electron sequencer has up its sleeve. For example, we can use trick conditions. We can use the sequencer to, for example, say on these 3 steps there should be a different value for each step. I could just hold it down and say like this is at 30 and here it's 127 and here it's 50. So it would jump between those. I still got a sequence going on here, so cannot demonstrate that properly, but trust me, it works. So let me just clear that out here. Now what we can also do is of course use the LFO. So we just set the destination to be source mod wheel. And now as we increase the depth, let's increase the speed. All right, now of course we can use all the other stuff, and that's the fun part. Of course we all love random, so let's put random in pitch and see what will work. Turn down frequency mod again. And sounds like this. Okay, so yeah, that's it for me. I hope you found this helpful. Just a little FYI, it works exactly the same on the Digitakt. Just one more thing, we can go to the filter page on each MIDI channel, also on the Digitakt. When you go on filter, you can define which of these 8 knobs you want to use to send CC values. When you go on the amp page, you hold down the amp button, you can see by default it's mapped to send CC 70 to 77. So I could of course opposed to using the MW here, just use one of the 8 knobs and say like, okay, I want this to be mod wheel. And then I can go on the filter page and say the first knob is mod wheel. All right, and then I would have the same effect. Okay, so yeah, that's just a little FYI here. I hope you found this helpful, and see you in the next one.